Hello everyone, in this video tutorial what I'll be teaching you is the introduction of Unwrap UVW. So this involves texturing and laying out your UVs, but the first video that I'm doing, which is this one, is going to be just the introduction. Alright, just for you to understand what UV is and how the Unwrap UVW modifier works. Okay, so what we have here right now is this our test subject. Alright, so this will be is actually just a box, right, which I will then turn into like a wall with a window here by using textures that looks like this. Right, that looks like this. So I have this texture sheets here, which is a combination of a few of these textures. I have this window panel, I have this wall which I just tile it on a new uh, huge texture sheets. These are the final texture sheets that I assemble everything. The resolution is around 1024 times 1024, which you can see down here. Alright, so then when you piece it all together, you have something like this. And I will show you how you can use Unwrap UVW to take advantage of the placement of textures which you want it to appear on the specific polygon surface here. Alright, so what I have here is an editable poly, which once we convert it into editable poly, these are editable poly objects. So the next phase you should do usually, if you finish model and you want to go into a texturing phase, I mean, like when you're already confirmed, you already finalize your modeling, there's no changes, you're happy with your model, before you apply the unwrap, which is over here. Alright, please make sure to make it a habit to reset Xform by going to the hammer utilities here, reset Xform, and just press one time. Make sure the object is selected, reset selected, and close it, and a reset Xform modifier will apply to it. This will reset a lot of transformation informations on this object. So now to make sure that this object will be, this is the default shape, which is no longer the box that you start out with. This is very important. So just make it a habit to reset Xform your object. So right click, final phase for this will be right clicking on the Xform modifier and collapse to merge. Alright, there's a warning here, but just click yes. It will merge everything to become editable poly again. This will clean up a lot of things, a lot of mess in terms of programming and all that in your 3D model here. Alright, then after that, then you can apply Unwrap UVW, so that to ensure that Unwrap will not go crazy or do something that is beyond expectation. So okay, now after apply Unwrapped, you can expand the plus button here. You see your face, right? See, you can select edge. Okay, what you see there actually is that you are not actually selecting the actual physical vertex objects or the edge, because if I'm really able to select the physical face of this, I'll be able to move it around, but the problem is, see, I can't select it, right? So this thing actually relate to a whole different thing. Relating to the UVs, what you are selecting is actually the face, the edge, and the vertex of the UVs. Okay, UVs are these flat coordinates in 2D spaces where you can project your where it controls your projection of your texture image. So okay, now what I want to do next is to bring the material first before we go any further with the unwrap. I want to bring the material by going to material editor here, press M for shortcut. I'm going to build a connection between the first material slot to this object. So just click and drag there, and I'm going to name this wall, right? I can name this wall also. Okay, right, and I'm going to bring the texture in the diffuse, since diffuse is the main color texture maps. Alright, so click none at this empty box here, choose bitmap, alright, and then look for your textures here. Okay, my textures here. Click open, go back to main menu, click this to make sure it appears on the viewport. Alright, this is a show shaded material in viewports. You can turn it on and off, and you have it. But as you can see, this is not what we want. This is not what I have in mind to have this texture as a final version of it. So never mind. Later we're going to sort it out in the Unwrap UV editor. So I'm going to close this. So the next phase will be to go into the parameters of the Unwrap. You can activate face, and we're going to open the UV editor, which is here. Alright. Okay, so this basically, if I select all of this, it will select all of this object. Okay, so as you can see, if I select this face, this is the face that appear in the UV. Alright, so as you can see, does the size match? No, right? The size is not matched. This is slightly broader. This is the actual physical polygon face is thinner, while this one do look a little bit of it match a bit, but you know, still not it. For example, like the bottom here, wow, this is very thin, which is wrong. Where this is where we need to fix it. But before that, the background here is a checker pattern, right? So we're going to replace this with the texture that we apply here, right? So I'm going to go to this section over here, which allows me to, you know, I have the brick window texture, the one that I have edited just now. If you don't have this, what you can do is you can search for it by clicking pick texture. This will open up a browser window, so ask you to look for your texture. So you just scroll down. Usually you will find under scene materials, alright, which you can find under diffuse map, right, brick window textures. Then you can press OK. So what happened now is, if I just move this window, it will refresh. Sorry, just since it's already there. So if you don't have this, that's what you should do. So since I already have this, so there's nothing changes. So when I click on this, now I can see my texture that I already applied on this object, right? Okay, so also another thing is in this UV space here, alright, these are 2D UV space. There is no z axis, there is only xy, right? So there's only width and heights. What you see here, there's an empty space, vast empty space here. Alright, in gray color. Actually, if let's say if I just click this, and these are the manipulation tools that I can select. These are move, rotate, scale. These are freeform. These are mirror. So if I move this part of the faces, you can see the changes there. See, it changes. I'll just undo that. Right. So this basically shows, and you can clearly see the relation already between what these faces and these faces. If I bring it up here, you see that it's projecting something else. But what I want to show you is this. What happened actually outside of the box here, right, is that it's actually a tile of the same image that you can find here in the middle here. I can show you by going to options, preferences, enable tile bitmap here. Just click on it, press OK, and then you can see it's actually a whole tile of the same texture from left, right, up, down. It actually can go all the way until to whatever, alright, to infinity. So, but I don't want to enable this because as you can see now, it's kind of hard for me to look at it. So I'm gonna like go back here on the preferences, untick that, press OK. Now I can only focus on this. I still know that actually there something extra outside here. Okay, the thing is that usually what you should do is you should just arrange all these faces inside this box only. Alright, just make sure you just arrange all these faces inside this box only. What's outside here, these are something advanced that we can cover later on. Alright, so now let's try and fix this problem here. Okay, so what I want to do now is basically have this, alright, have this part of maps to basically project the window area here on the texture. So, but as you can see, when I pull it off, you see there's a string, there's a string tying it, right? Which is actually showing there's a connection between this and these maps. It's like it's stitched together. So what I should do first is to exclude that, right? To tear this off in the 2D UV space. So just make sure I have the face selected and right click on it. Alright, so click on break. Click breaks. When you click breaks, okay, remember I right click on the selected faces and then click break, and when I move it, this will tear it separately. Alright, so now I'm just what I do now is I just tear it separately, so and put it outside first, because later I will be rearranging it. Alright, and this one I want to be tearing it here, breaks, put outside first. Same with the bottom, I right click and break it. But as you can see, it's very thin that I can't move this around. So the problem is that now that's the problem. So how to fix that is I can't even use the tool here. So what I can do to help fix this, because this is projected in like very straight line like that, so the face is all hidden. It's like I'm looking at the top view of this face. So what I can do is I can use the tool here under projection. Alright, projection. I can select the face that I want and just click planar map. You see there's changes here on the UV editor. It shows that it is reprojecting it to an automatic angle that 3D Max chooses the best. It will always choose the best angle. So once you're done, of course I can't do anything right now because it's still locked to the planar projection. So just turn off the planar projection here. Right. So these are the projection. This plane that you see here, this in yellow color here. These are the projection. It projects that way. You can see the line here showing it's projecting which way. And also it automatically detached the whole thing. Okay, I'm gonna put this side. And at the same time, So wait, I have this, I have this one. Okay, so I'm just going to focus on these two first. I mean these three pieces first. Place it well inside here. Then later on, I'm just going to go fast one with the rest of it, because once I show the three pieces arrangement, then I think it should be clear that I don't have to explain any more further than that. I mean in details, because it's all the same process, right? So see, before that, you see the green line here. These are the default UV arrangement that 3D Max gave, which is of course we are not. It is not nice. It's just a default, whatever. This 3D Max just slap it in on every new primitive that you create, box, sphere, or cylinder. 3D Max will give a default coordinate so that it can at least project some textures just now. So that's why the first time when you drag the material to the object here, it shows a crappy placement like this. So if you feel this is annoying, you can always go to configure map seams and turn it off. Alright, now it disappeared. Poof. Alright, cool. Okay, now I'm gonna focus on this part first. So this part, I'm gonna make sure that it's not stretched, because I don't want it to be stretched. I'm gonna use a freeform here. See, if I make it longer, you see the texture kind of stretch or shorter. These are texture stretching. We want to try to avoid that. Another cool tool, if you are lazy to, if you don't want to like try to get the best, make sure that it's not stretched. What you can do is you can use this tool called, under the tools here, relax. So choose relax by face. Usually is the best. You will start a simulation and start and stop. So what happens is you will try to sort out your UVs to get the 1:1 ratio between the UV face size and the UV face size here on the actual physical polygon object here, polygon surface here. So that will help a lot. So you make sure that the window will not stretch. So I'm gonna like bring it in, place it nicely here. Make it smaller if I want to. This arrangement, maybe the window slightly higher, so I'll just put it in that way. Wow, then I have a window here. Alright, so the next part will be this part, the thin part area here. Let's say what I want right now is I want to use this concrete texture here to project at this 2 polygon here. Alright, so I'm starting with this one. So I'm gonna try the relax tool, see whether it helps or not. Face relax. See, automatically it gets the thin size. It's a 1:1 ratio between this same scale, so it helps me to it can help us a lot to speed up your process. I'm selecting this again, so we'll just put it here. So you can see projecting that part. Okay, now over here, same thing, tools, relax. Or another way you can do is use a vertex. Select the vertex. You can move this around. Just hold shift while you're dragging it to maintain a straight line. Something similar like in Photoshop. Now you can roughly budget the scale, but of course, if you don't want that, you can always go to tools, relax, ask it to relax. Stop, simulation stop. Put it down here. Try to make it smaller. Try to put it inside the boundary of the box. Right. There you go. So I have these 3 polygons faces sort out in the UVs so that it projects the way I want it. So the next step will be, I'm just going to go fast one with the rest. Then I show you the final outcome of it. So I'm going to select both polygons here. I'm going to project it again. And now project. Click one time, click again off. That is off. Side. This is going to be projecting the call this the concrete part of it. But first, relax by face. Quickly relax by face. Scale it down. Make it a bit more wider. Okay. Right now it's overlapping, but it's okay for this part. But you can't use this layout actually with an overlapping polygons, with an overlapping UV for video games. Video games is not good, but for film, yes, you can get away with it, depending on kind of production you're doing. Right, so selecting these two, reproject again. Okay, tear this off. So relax again and again. Alright, so I'm gonna leave this menu available, so I don't have to like keep on put this outside. Alright, put it below. Okay, so I'm gonna go fast one because I'm running out of time in recording. So check and relax down here by face. So close it, resize. So next part will be this one and this on the side. Project. Relax. I can make it smaller. This time I'm gonna put it inside here. Make sure the texture is same, the brick same size with both of this, so that it, you don't want it to look like this, right? Because the scale does not match. This is a smaller brick, and suddenly the next one is the next side of it is like, oh, such big. It does not match when I render this out. It's like a complete different set of bricks, so you don't want that to happen. So try to match the scale as properly as you can. Try and get it right. Okay. Like that. Alright. So next part, same thing. Planar, project, close it, relax. Smaller, make the same size as that one over there. Okay, I think I'm about done. So the last part will be this one. Project, relax, smaller. See, I can recycle the same texture sheets all over again, so you can save a lot of file size over there. Project, already projected. Relax by face, make it smaller. Okay, roughly. See, these faces are all overlapping each other, so it's hard for me to select sometimes, right? So if you can't, if you can't select certain faces, just select it at the actual object here, like this. Then the last part will be here. I just basically quickly make it. This one, since it's below, is not important, so I'm gonna just roughly put it somewhere down here. Alright, so just like that. Alright. So I have like various arrangement of UV here, and you'll see that now this part is done already, so I can close the open UV editor, the editor menu here, and basically, yeah, that's how it is. So now just you can see how powerful the Unwrap UVW modifier is to help you to project the texture placement at the faces of the polygons of your objects, so that it looks something like this. So just, yeah, you can use this actually. We can duplicate this. Just something extra. I can place it here. And whoa, I have a row of a building here to start with. Isn't that cool? Alright, so I hope you guys learn a lot from this, and try it. Alright, I hope you guys will have this. I mean, no problem using Unwrap. But these are the basic. The next part will be going a bit more further into detailing when you're using Unwrap. So there will be part 2, right? A bit more advanced. Okay, alright. Bye bye, all the best.